Arguments are expected tomorrow in the Gun Trace Task Force corruption trial.
The defense called 3 witnesses before resting its case today, just a few hours after the prosecution wrapped up 8 days of testimony. ABC 2's Brian Kubler has been in that courtroom since the start, joins us live with what happened today. Brian.
Jamie, this trial lasted 8 days with a total of almost 35 witnesses, most of which were for the government, and now all of it is about to be in the hands of a jury. After a torrent of traumatic testimony revealing abject corruption on the part of these 8 officers, the implications of several others in the BPD, and even the mention of this city's most renowned unsolved murder, the United States rested. But not before calling its 31st and final witness, Officer James Kostopoulos. Kostopoulos was assigned to Jenkins' gun unit in October of 2016. He testified that Jenkins then went on leave and that the GTTF did almost close to nothing. When Jenkins returned in January of 2017, that's when Kostopoulos said Jenkins and Herschel took him for a ride and on a side street close to headquarters downtown asked him what he thought of tailing big-time drug dealers to steal their money and drugs. Kostopoulos testified, he said, quote, "No, it's a terrible idea. You can't have a badge on your chest and do that," adding, "That's what separates us from the criminals," he told the court. The very next month, Jenkins transferred Kostopoulos out of the unit. The young officer testified how he thought back then Jenkins was just testing him. But when his former GTTF partners were all arrested on March 1st, 2017, on that day, he told the FBI of that conversation. It was on that note that prosecutors rested this case. Detectives Daniel Herschel and Marcus Taylor then stood before Judge Catherine Blake today to say they indeed will not testify on their own behalf. Both men choosing to let their attorneys build their defense to this federal jury. And now Herschel's defense did call 2 witnesses, Taylor's just 1, but throughout this entire case and trial, both sets of defense attorneys have been questioning the credibility of the witnesses for the government, painting Jenkins as the main ringleader in all of this and describing a general culture of corruption within the Baltimore City Police Department. Meanwhile, closing arguments in this trial are scheduled for tomorrow morning. Reporting live in downtown Baltimore this evening, Brian Kubler, ABC 2 News.